The essential understanding for this lesson is three-dimensional shapes have attributes that define them and make them different from one another. Previously, students defined two-dimensional shapes according to their attributes. In this lesson, students use attributes to identify and define solid shapes. In this problem, students are asked to find classroom objects that are the same shape as given three-dimensional shapes. This problem is key because students must consider the attributes that define the three-dimensional shapes and make them different from one another. Listen and look for students who are able to find objects that match some of the shapes, but not all of the shapes. For example, they may name objects that are shaped like a cube and a sphere, but they do not correctly name objects shaped like a rectangular prism, a cone, or a cylinder. Provide these students with geometric solids to touch and hold as you talk with them about their attributes. How many edges they have. How many vertices they have. How many flat surfaces or faces they have, and what shape those faces are. Listen and look for other students who find an object that matches each shape. Listen for some of these students to explain why an object matches a particular shape. A box is a cube because it has 6 square faces. A ball is a sphere because it has no flat surfaces, no edges, and no vertices. A party hat is a cone because it has one flat surface that is shaped like a circle and one vertex. A block is a rectangular prism because it has 6 faces that are rectangles, 8 vertices, and 12 edges. A trash can is a cylinder because it has 2 flat surfaces that are shaped like a circle. These students have used attributes of three-dimensional shapes to match objects and shapes. This prepares them for work later in this lesson of defining three-dimensional shapes by their attributes: number of faces, number of vertices, and number of edges.
How do you define three-dimensional shapes? Let's find out. Three-dimensional or 3D shapes can be grouped in different ways. What is the name of this shape? It is a sphere. This shape is a rectangular prism. This is a cylinder. This is a cube. And this is a cone. How is a cylinder different from a cone? A cylinder has 2 flat surfaces. A cone has only one. What is the shape of the flat surface on a cylinder or a cone? The flat surface of each of these shapes is a circle. These shapes have edges and vertices. Their flat surfaces are called faces. How are the faces of a rectangular prism different from the flat surfaces of a cylinder? A rectangular prism's faces are rectangles. A cylinder's flat surfaces are circles. The faces of a cube and a rectangular prism are all rectangles. A cube is a special rectangular prism that has squares for all of its faces.
Remember, a square is a rectangle too.
How is a sphere different from all of the other 3D shapes? A sphere is a 3D shape that has no flat surfaces, no edges, and no vertices. Now you know some ways to define 3D shapes.